Cold Hunger, a Cryptid Encounter Stories original. I've spent my life running toward danger. Kandahar, Mosul, Mogadishu, places where the air tasted like copper and the dirt carried the memories of better men. But nothing prepared me for what waited in the cold of Black Timber Ridge. This was supposed to be my final mission. One more in-and-out rescue op, then home to my wife, my 2 kids, and my mom, who's been forgetting more than she remembers these days. I'd already filled out the retirement packet. Hell, it was sitting in my ruck waiting for my signature. But then the call came. A civilian winter research group had gone dark. No comms for 48 hours. Last ping came from a remote lodge outside the Montana border. Deep snow, limited access, zero visibility. Our team was small but experienced. Me, Staff Sergeant Marcus Keaton. Rodriguez, team medic, smart mouth, smarter hands. Cole, our sniper, calm as glacier ice. Hendricks, breacher, built like a refrigerator with a grudge. Barker, radio and drone ops, youngest of us but reliable. 5 men, 1 helo insertion, 4-mile trek to the lodge. Grab survivors, report status, extract. Easy. At least that's what Command thought. The Black Hawk dropped us off at dusk. The pilot warned us the storm would worsen by morning. 8 hours, he said, his voice crackling. You boys aren't back at the rendezvous by then. We'll try, but no promises. Copy, I said. The bird lifted, disappearing into the wall of white. The world went quiet except for the wind pushing against the pines. We moved in single file. Snow was already knee-deep. My breath crystallized the second I exhaled. It was the kind of cold that didn't ask politely. It took. Keaton, Cole whispered through comms. You smell that? What? He paused. Metal. Blood. Rodriguez muttered. Bro, we're in the middle of frozen nowhere. How the hell? Hendricks grunted. Wind shifting. You're imagining? Something cracked in the tree line to our right. A branch. Hard. Heavy. We froze. No more wind. No more shifting snow. Just silence so sharp it felt like a blade pressed to our throats. Cole raised his rifle. That wasn't no elk. Move, I said quietly. Eyes everywhere. We pressed on. Slower now. The ridge rising around us like a mouth closing. The survivors' lodge came into view an hour later. Lights off, windows frosted, front door shattered inward. Someone forced their way in, Barker whispered. No, Cole said. Something forced its way in. Inside, the place was half wrecked. Papers scattered, chairs broken, blood on the floor, long streaks, as if someone had been dragged. Rodriguez knelt by a smear, touching it. Frozen, he said. At least a day old. We moved room to room. Kitchen, overturned table, claw marks on the counter. Basement door, nearly ripped off its hinges. Bedrooms, blankets shredded, walls scraped raw. No bodies. Not yet. We found the first one in the storage room, or what was left. A man's torso, wedged high in the rafters like something had stored it there. Ribs snapped. Chest cavity hollowed out. Head missing. Rodriguez gagged. Jesus. Stay focused, I whispered, even as my stomach twisted. Secure the rest. The second body was worse. A woman, half frozen to the floor, her arms gone, her face twisted in terror, so pure it punched straight through my armor. But it was the footprints leading out the back door that froze my blood. Human at first, then not human. Longer. Wider. Spreading into something digitigrade, like an animal standing upright. The final impressions were deep. deep enough to crack the ice beneath. Cole knelt beside them. Whatever did this weighs 3, maybe 400 pounds. And walks on 2 legs, Hendricks added. And hunts smart, I said. My team looked at me. How do you know? Because it dragged them away one at a time. It took them without a fight. No gunshots, no attempts to barricade. Whatever it was, it scared them into silence. Something howled in the distance, low, hollow, hungry. Barker swallowed hard. We need to get the hell out of here. And then the lights flickered. But the lodge had no power. The howl came again. Closer now, circling the lodge. Then another. Higher, overlapping. A third farther out. Rodriguez whispered, "A pack. They hunt in packs." Cole answered, "Not wolves. Wolves don't do this." Hendricks backed toward the door. "Keaton, call it. What's the move?" "We fall back to the rendezvous site," I said. "Grab samples, grab evidence, and move before night fully settles." Too late. Glass shattered upstairs. Then footsteps, heavy, deliberate, moving across the second floor. Rodriguez looked up. "There's more than one." "Eyes up," I ordered, rifle raised. Something crawled across the ceiling beams, fast, deliberate, almost silent. Snow rained down from the rafters as its weight shifted. Then I saw it. A pale, elongated face pressed between the rafters, skin stretched tight over bone, eyes sunken black pits, nostrils flared as if smelling us. Its mouth hung open, rows of needle teeth clicking lightly like it was thinking. Not wild, not animal, calculating. It studied us the way a man studies chess pieces. "Contact!" I shouted. It launched downward. We fired, but it moved like a shadow breaking apart. It hit the ground on all fours, impossibly long limbs flexing, joints bending wrong, neck swiveling unnaturally. Hendricks charged, yelling, "Move! Move!" The creature swung an arm, talons flashing. Hendricks's throat opened like a cut rope. He collapsed before he hit the floor. Rodriguez screamed his name. I grabbed him by the collar. "Leave him! Move!" We bolted out the shattered back door into the freezing dark. But the woods were already alive. Shapes moved between the trees. 3, maybe 4 of them. Silent except for low, chittering sounds like teeth tapping together. They didn't run straight at us. They flanked, positioned, herded us. "Keaton!" Cole yelled. 6 o'clock! One burst from the tree line, claws outstretched. Cole dropped to a knee and took it with a clean shot through the throat. It shrieked, stumbling back, but didn't fall. Didn't even slow. "Jesus Christ!" Cole fired again. Only then did it collapse. Barker was crying. "What the hell are they?" I didn't answer. If I said the word, it would make it real. We ran through the snow, deeper into the ridge, breath burning our lungs, rifles shaking in our hands. Rodriguez stopped suddenly. "Guys, I can't... my leg." Blood darkened the snow at his ankle. A shard of bone poked from his boot. I must have twisted it back there. Before he could finish, something slammed into him from behind and yanked him off his feet. Rodriguez screamed, raw, primal, desperate. We spun, firing blindly into the trees. His scream cut off, not slowly, not fading. Just gone, like a switch flipped. "Rodriguez!" Barker screamed. "Barker, move!" I ordered, but he froze. I've seen seasoned men freeze before. But Barker wasn't seeing the woods. He was seeing a future where he never made it home. A pale figure stepped out behind him, its breath steaming, its jaw dislocating wider. Wider. I fired. The round hit its skull. The thing recoiled, hissing like an angry cat, but didn't go down. Then it grabbed Barker by the torso and dragged him screaming into the dark. Cole grabbed my arm. "We have to go, now!" We ran. Not like soldiers, like prey. Cole and I stumbled up the incline, following the GPS toward the rendezvous. Snow turned to ice. The wind screamed. My fingers were numb around my rifle. "How many?" Cole panted. "3 left," I said, though I wasn't sure if I was lying. Cole whispered, almost to himself. "We should have never come. This wasn't human. This wasn't..." Something moved ahead of us. Silent. Low. Gliding over the snow. Cole aimed, but a second shape dropped from a tree and tackled him. They tumbled down the slope, Cole slamming into a dead log. I fired at the creature, pinning him, but it used Cole's body as a shield. Intelligent, fast, tactical. Cole screamed, "Finish it! Keaton, do it!" I fired. Cole went still. The creature staggered back, more annoyed than injured, then darted into the white. My throat closed. "God damn you, Cole. I'm sorry." But grief wouldn't get me home. Only running would. The faint thump, thump, thump of a helicopter rotor cut through the storm. "Yes! Yes! Hey! Over here!" I screamed into my comms. "This is Keaton. Any aircraft? I'm at the rendezvous. Visual on your strobe. Please." No answer. My heart hammered. The clearing was still a half-mile ahead. Branches cracked behind me. I ran harder. Something howled. Close enough the breath of it pushed snow from my hood. I burst into the clearing, a small drop zone marked by orange smoke. The helo descended, fighting the wind. 2 crewmen leaned out, waving me forward. "Come on! Come on!" one yelled. I sprinted and hit ice. I slipped, skidding to the ground. A clawed hand grabbed my ankle. I kicked wildly, boot connecting with bone, but the grip tightened. I was dragged back, my nails carving trenches in the snow. I twisted, firing at the shape pulling me. 1 round hit. 2. 3. The creature shrieked, jaw opening wide enough to swallow my head whole. It lunged. A spotlight blasted down from the helo, blinding it. Gunfire erupted from the mounted M240. The creature's chest blew open as it stumbled backward into the trees. A crewman jumped from the bird, grabbed my vest, and hauled me toward the ramp. "Move, soldier!" I staggered, half blackout, vision swimming. The tree line erupted with movement. 3, maybe 4 of them charging the bird. Claws flashing, jaws snapping. The gunner opened up, tracer rounds lighting the snow orange. The helo rose. The creatures leapt. Claws scraped metal. 1 grabbed the landing rail and pulled itself up. No fear, no pain, just hunger. I emptied the last of my mag into its face until it finally dropped. And then we were airborne, the storm swallowing the ridge below. The wendigo, multiple, intelligent, coordinated, watched us rise from the forest, their silhouettes staring up until the storm erased them. Not running, not chasing, just studying. They wrapped me in blankets, gave me warm fluids, treated the frostbite on my hands. A colonel came to debrief me. I told him the truth. He told me never to repeat it. "Predators," he said. "That's all the report will say. Bears, wolves, exposure." I looked at him. "You're lying." He didn't deny it. He just said, "You did your duty, Sergeant Keaton. Go home." So I did. I signed the retirement papers. I walked out of that base and into the arms of my wife, who cried harder than I'd ever seen. I hugged my kids until my arms went numb. I kissed my mother's forehead and thanked God she still remembered my name. But at night, when the house is quiet, I hear the wind against the windows and smell the cold again. And sometimes, I swear, Swear on everything I love. There's something out there in the snow line behind our house. Something watching, something hungry, something patient. Knowing I escaped. Knowing I ran. Knowing I'm the last one left. And maybe one night, when the world is asleep and the temperature drops low enough to freeze breath in the air, I'll hear that tapping again. That clicking of teeth. The sound of cold hunger coming back to finish what it started.
And that's tonight's encounter. If you made it this far, you're officially part of the hunt. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss the next story. Until then, keep your eyes open and your flashlight charged.